Well, whatever lies in store for the players, perhaps these are the most anxious seconds. They'll be telling themselves that they should enjoy the moment, but the butterflies will be rather scrambling the message. For some, this wait is an eternity. Others, like the experienced Mickey Shannon, I'm sure will want to enjoy every second. As will the two managers, Len Ashurst on the right, with, fittingly enough, a red and white striped shirt and red pocket handkerchief. And Ken Brown, his opposite number, suitably attired as well, particularly with the buttonhole. Players, when they came onto the pitch about half an hour ago, really looked as though they were all going to a wedding. Plenty of laughs from Ken Brown, as there always are. But behind that affable countenance is a man who believes very much in winning. His captain just behind him, David Watson. And out in the stadium, the crowd waiting to see their heroes. And the atmosphere really has been quite lovely. Very much a family occasion. Spectators have been mingling with each other, shaking hands with each other. It's been very good to see. One or two very good flags. Len Ashurst, a very competitive man, very obviously determined. That's what the Norwich supporters feel about their team. And that word beautiful is a pretty favourite word around the stadium. Obviously, away the lads will be there. Memories of 1973. But their supporters this year are at the other end. They're just above the players as we look at the players now. Ken Brown must be listening to me. But it means that as the players come out, they will see a mass of green and yellow. Oh, my heaven, they are being made to wait. Look at Barry Venison there, the young captain of Sunderland. His eyes telling a lot, I think. A wink from Mickey Shannon. So the men from the town on the Weir and the city on the Wensum bring to Wembley colours that it hasn't seen for a decade and more. And they are all the more welcome for that fact. For some of the players, this will be an uplifting sound. For others, perhaps a slightly unnerving one. First feel of a pitch, which, as Martin Peters said, is going to be slightly slippery on top. It's really an afternoon when Up for the Cup has a true ring. And really the richness of accent is enough to make London seem almost a foreign capital. Being ushered to their positions. One Michael Shannon hasn't stopped smiling. Just listen to the appreciation they're getting from their supporters. It's a weekend that they will remember. Competition, the brainchild of his predecessor, the late Alan Hardacre. national anthem. I think the singing of the anthem and the hush which preceded it gives indication of what sort of occasion we have here this afternoon. The band go away and the field is left to the players, who change ends so that each can come down to their own supporters. Nice touch, because each has also paid tribute to the opposition supporters. Ken Brown needed only confirmation of Asa Hartford's fitness to announce his team 24 hours before the kick-off. John Devine is the chosen substitute, ahead of the former Sunderland player Gary Rowell. 5 of the team have played at Wembley before, and 5 have played for their countries. For all the injury stories, Len Ashurst has known his team for a week at least. David Corner, a local teenager, has the onerous task of fitting the boots of the suspended captain, Sean Elliott. Bennett's ankle and Daniel's broken toe will not be felt once the match kicks off, I'm sure. It's Colin West who's the unlucky man up front. He loses out. They have 2 internationals and also 2 players who felt the feel of Wembley. It's been said that this is an unfashionable final, but it's certainly not one lacking in personality. Take, for example, 2 men whose ages add up to 70 years. England's Mike Shannon, for whom football has become a canter, which still often enough carries his colours to the winning post. And Scotland's Asa Hartford, who today creates a record as the first man to play in a League Cup final for 3 different teams. And in contrast, Sunderland offer the youngest player on the pitch, David Corner. He won't be 19 until May, and he's making only his 5th senior appearance. And they also have, we believe, the youngest captain to captain a team at Wembley in Barry Venison. If you know of a younger one, then let us know, because our statistician Albert Sewell would be delighted to have the information. He believes, and we believe, that he's the youngest one. And this man isn't exactly old either. David Watson, who's 23. And the referee in the middle is Neil Midgley. Comes from Salford. And going back to the theme of personalities, what about the 2 goalkeepers? Chris Turner of Sunderland, who really has carried his team to Wembley. Brilliant performances all the way through. And who will forget his penalty save against Graham Roberts in the dying moments at Tottenham. And at the other end of the pitch, a man who this afternoon wants to make a point. Chris Woods, who a year ago was reckoned to be England's number 2 behind Peter Shilton, seems to have lost that place to Gary Bailey, who's seen more often on television and more often on the major occasions. But Chris Woods, who was here as an 18-year-old with Nottingham Forest, wants to have a good afternoon this afternoon. As indeed do all the players, but not all of them had their son so close to the action. Here is 10-year-old Michael Shannon, come to watch his father. And I know that he and the Norwich supporters will want to see that famous windmill action, which would celebrate a goal for the former England international.